Hello everyone, Taken to the Raven here, and here is the second part of this. I had to cut it into two different recordings, started getting kind of long, and we'll start back off where we were, where she's actually looking at this. And I heard that this was actually inspired by the Stanley Parable, which is a fantastic game on its own. And it's truly a delight to be able to see it and put into things like this. It's also very weird how the door is sitting there. Like it's not supposed to be there.
You foolish assortment of colorful characters! Do you not realize that everything must be Gloinks? I am Gloinks. You will be Gloinks. God will be Gloinks.
This is dumb and weird.
Well, yet you're still watching it.
I'm not here for the adventure or anything. I'm just here to hide from the...
Oh, thank God you're okay. You didn't experience a game show in there, did you?
Little game show.
What are you talking about?
What's happening?
It's just Kaufmo. Don't worry about it.
And he glitched out from him.
Kaufmo abstracted?
Nah, he's fine.
You're right! How are we gonna get out of here?
Guys, over there.
Ladies first. No, wait, why would I say that?
Wait, Pomni's not even here? Wasn't this whole thing for
Be
her?
quiet. I can't hear the escalator.
Such a jerky rabbit.
Hey, what's up, you guys? I am here to talk to you about three of my favorite products.
Still trying to get through all these exit doors. And it's all like office supplies. There's pictures. Very realistic. And one of these rooms is very interesting. Right here she stops, she looks, and take a look what's on that desk. It's a very old, rusty computer. Or at least that's what I think it's supposed to look like. Then there's a VR headset, and it's not turned on, unlike all the other ones. Which is kind of strange. I'm not sure why this is. This is obviously important. It's symbolism. It's trying to show something to us. Yet, I'm not really sure what it's trying to tell yet. Because I don't think we have enough information to really wrap our heads around this. You could say maybe it's someone who has escaped from this kind of digital world. And it's an old computer, and it's been there for a long time. You don't really know. You don't really know with this. I don't really know either. But it is trying to tell us something here. Let me know down in the comments if you really are grasping what this kind of symbolism is trying to tell you. You can see it kind of makes rolls. Along with the lights flickering. CNA. Right on the ceiling there. Almost like it's a company building. And you see all these mannequins around here. They're NPCs, I'd probably say right now. But there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. And I don't really know what they'd be used for on the show. Maybe they're just like people that go around and help like manage the actual show when it's going on. But it's a little weird that instead of actually having personalities or being NPCs that look like something, they're just blank. Just blank slates.
Oh, Bubble, you always know how to make me say this exact sentence. Gasp! An alert on my wacky watch at this hour? Oh no! Someone's venturing out into the void! They'll get totally spoiled!
That wording, they're gonna get totally spoiled. Why would he say something like that? Like, it's almost like he has something out there that he doesn't want them to see yet. Or there is something out there, or a place out there that he doesn't want them to go. And immediately goes out there. It's also weird that he's able to detect stuff in the void, but he wasn't able to detect Pomni going through that exit part. And that leads me to start to suspect that that exit is not something he made.
There you go! Now what the heck happened around here? Oh yeah, my doing.
It's also, that's a really weird line when he's looking around at all the destructive stuff. That's my doing. Like he created all those abstractions. It was a very weird way he said it. It would be very weird if it was that obvious that he created it. But I wouldn't put it past him, since he's apparently supposed to be all-powerful. Maybe Kaufmo saw that exit and believed that he could escape. And then Cain found out and made him abstract so that he wouldn't be a problem anymore, because he started harping to the others that there was an exit. Very weird.
Kaufmo went through a sort of Kaufmosis and abstracted!
Kaufmo abstracted? Why didn't anybody tell me?
And this is just kind of confirmation how he goofily says that. Why didn't anybody tell me? He obviously knew. He definitely knew that Kaufmo had just abstracted a while, or maybe a while ago. He knew. It was just how he said it. You can tell he was lying.
And into the cellar you go.
This is kind of a weird scene. You can see a lot of eyes here. And all of those were real people at one point. It makes you think, like, why is he doing this? Why is he, if he's all powerful, why is he setting them down there and keeping them down there instead of erasing them or getting rid of them actually? A little weird. Very strange.
Man, I can't believe Kaufmo just gave up like that. I mean, no offense, Kinger, but I always thought you would be next.
Thank you.
Guess it just goes to show you can't
Yes,
rely on
fucking Kinger
Kinger
was
for
gonna be next.
anything.
I am in so much
Because
pain!
he's all insane, quote unquote, from losing his wife or lover.
I do have to apologize for lying about the exit. I knew how much all of you have been wanting there to be one, but, you know, I was having so much trouble figuring out what to put on the other side and ended up never quite finishing it.
You see how he's looking everywhere and his words? He's thinking of something. He's thinking up stuff. He's thinking up lies right now. You can tell he was not the one who made that exit, just by how he's saying things. He didn't have something on the other side or whatever. He created that entire area, the tent, he created the water park, he created like so much stuff that it would pretty much be a cinch for him to create something on the other side. I mean, you can tell he's got the wacky enough mind to think up something. So, why? Why is he lying about this? I mean, there's obviously something in the void. And that leads us to believe that if he's not doing this, then someone else is, something else is at least. And they're trying to help Pomni at the very least. They were trying to help Kaufmo probably. Now they're trying to help Pomni get out of there.
And you know how I never like letting people see my unfinished work, especially if it leads you out into the void. Anyway, looks like you defeated the Gloik Queen, so I guess the adventure's over. Your reward is a delicious digital feast cooked by our head bubble chef.
Made with all the love I'm legally allowed to give.
You know, I am pretty hungry.
You didn't even do anything.
So what? I can still be hungry.
Well, not really, because we don't need to eat, drink, or sleep in this digital world. So the digital food here only gives off the virtual sensation of eating without any of the nutritional benefits.
Sheesh, lay off
really
it.
looking out
So
of
what
it.
are you an expert on the digital world?
Expert on the what?
And then you see right here, inside of that computer. That's weird. That's very, very, very strange. That symbolism that I was talking about earlier. That there's a computer at the end. They're inside of that computer. Yet she passed it somehow on her way to get there. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what to think about that. But there are some things I want to talk about. How, Kane is obviously lying through most of that. He's kind of the mastermind in this. And he knows what's going on. He knows there's an exit. Yet he decides not to tell anybody. He talks about digital hallucinations. He's trying to, lie to Pomni. He's trying to gaslight her. You kind of look and you see how Kaufmo is talking about an exit. He's being seen as insane. He's kind of gaslighting Kaufmo there. It's just, you can tell Kane is not the good guy. Not only that, there's even more than that. Like, he's looking around even when he's, like before he was talking about how he created that exit and he didn't have anything to put on the other side. And that's, I'm sorry to say, he's gonna bull on that part. It's obviously not the truth. And then we look at it and we say, well, Kane definitely could have created those abstractions. When he's talking about when Kaufmo got abstracted at that end part, he talks about it being his doing. He doesn't exactly say it, but it's kind of implied. Then we kind of take a look over here, how Kane definitely didn't make that exit. There's just so many parts where it shows, especially in that scene where it says exit all over. Then you see Kane chasing Kaufmo. And that means that he's probably trying to drive him away from that exit, trying to drive him crazy. He either drove him crazy or he turned him into that monster, that abstraction, as it's called. Then we take a look here, and Jax knows more than a lot of other people. Also seems like he's covering Kane, in a way. he talked about how Pomni was having a jump start to losing her mind, and that seemed a little weird that he immediately shut her down. He didn't even want to give her a chance to explain herself at that point. He was looking at the camera too. He obviously knew. He knew what he was doing. He doesn't bring up the abstraction to all the other people that were there for some reason. Almost like he doesn't want them to know, or at least not know yet. And this kind of leads me to think that he knows more about the abstractions too. He has keys everywhere. Keys everywhere. So, if he has keys everywhere, he could look in all of the people's places that have been abstracted too. And that's weird. He would have to know some stuff about the abstractions if he could go in there and look at the peoples that have been deceased in a way, or abstracted, whatever you want to call it. He's got to know something. And he's not surprised by the abstraction itself when he goes to see Kaufmo. You would think he'd be a little more surprised about that. So to kind of summarize this, I think something or someone is trying to help Pomni escape here. And Kane cannot control these exits. He can't stop them from appearing. They just start coming up. And it's a way to get out. And you see this. He's all powerful in this world. He's able to create all-seeing eyes everywhere, as he says. And yet he's not able to see these doors, so it's pretty obvious that he didn't create them. Then we see the void, and that's interesting too. You gotta think the void has gotta be a way out. It's gotta be somewhere that you can go. It's just weird to me that Pomni didn't recognize most of the places she was going through. She was going through all those places, and then when she looked at that one space in the office, she seemed like she was going crazy. So maybe she was having a little bit of her memory come back for a second. Because when Kane was talking about how he didn't control their minds, he obviously did. He was lying at that point. So obviously he probably took some of their mind and just didn't let them connect pieces together. He didn't let them be able to remember the names, where they came from, anything like that. He just kind of kept their personality that they had and the memory of them being put into a game. And it's explained that everybody else had that same exact experience. So this also puts Ganger on the board. That's not meant to be a pun at all, but I think the reason why Kinger is kind of crazy now, I want to explain that. He is probably distraught at his lover Queenie not being there anymore. He doesn't mention her at all. He doesn't say a word to Pomni about it, but I'm sure that's going to come up in the future and going to explain why he is so, strange in compared to the other characters. And this also leads me to believe that all the characters are going to abstract no matter what. Unless they escape. I think all characters do abstract. And that's the reason why you don't see that there's very many older characters. Because after a certain amount of time, either Kane abstracts them because they're finding out something about the exit, or they go insane. Just like Ragatha explains. And that's what I'm thinking. Now, I don't have much more to this theory, but that's just what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Kane's the mastermind. There's something else out there definitely trying to pull the strings, helping Pomni. And all the other characters are kind of blind to it except for Jax, which has some semblance of something going on, something with the abstraction, something with Kane himself. Now, if you've got any theories yourself for you guys, please do let me know. I'd love to hear what you think about it after looking into all this information and stuff like that. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you like it.